Hey, what's going on? Fabulous, beautiful, intelligent, wonderful people out there in YouTubeville or world, digital cyberspace, or wherever else this video happens to go. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Yeah, so my TikTok channel has been taking off pretty well. Um, Lots of receptive people over there, and just talking a little jazz over there. So if you want to see what I really think and how I really get down, well, join me over there on TikTok. Should be under the Bad Wolf or James C. Lovett. You can find me on there. Won't be too hard. All right. So as always, guys, you can check out blacksite32.com for all of your informational needs, new programs, resources, discounts, free files, paid files, consultations, all the good jazz. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter. Okay, we've been firing those off pretty well. People have been pretty happy with what they've been getting. And thank you, especially to the people who support me on a monthly basis with the Wolf Pack. And as always, those videos are always a little bit more interesting, we'll just say. All right. So, in general, this particular video is going to be about getting married. But before we get there, make sure you guys are not being ripped off by people pretending to be me um, in the various groups, even in my own group or whatever else. I will never ask you for money. You shouldn't be sending anybody money anyway in the first place. Anybody who's legit is going to want you to wire them money directly from your bank or whatever else, in which case, double and triple check who you're really sending it to. Don't assume anything. I don't trust nobody, nothing. Okay. Right. So real quick, I know the probably by the time you guys are seeing this, the eclipse is already over. But I just have to tease a little bit. Hold on. Oh, the mighty eclipse. We must feed the volcano virgins because what happened to people's critical thinking out there? Like people are sitting here listening to the media and whatever else, stock up on food and gas and water and gas and buy and top off your tank with gas and buy more products. Guys, it's a corporation. They're pushing their products. This is like an internal, it's like working at your company. You're like, don't forget to stop off at the lunchroom to sign up for the new thing and to get the whatever. All right, remember, this counts as part of your final grade or whatever they got else going on. Guys, it's an eclipse. It's not like a mothership is heading towards Earth or a planetoid is heading towards Earth. You know, if you can have your cabinets already stocked up, then have them stocked up. But at the end of the day, if it is SHTF, you know, stuff hits the fan, you're barely a week supply of food at best. It ain't gonna help. It's gonna get real bad real quick, and it's just bad. Okay, that's it, and it ain't today. And here's the thing, too, right, guys, in the background. Uh, if any of those major things were to happen, they're not going to give us warning. They're going to all just be mysteriously gone and underground in their bunkers, and we're going to be up here like some Lord of the Flies, trashing the sporting goods store and the grocery store and boarding up our doors and windows. All right. But see, here's the thing. They don't even want that to happen because it'll be a complete collapse of the system and it'll be a long time before they can ever get law and order back into place. And they don't have enough people in the military to cover all of those things. So don't trip. Okay. Now they're still going to pull some schemy little scams on you guys, and they're going to continue to put, chemicals in your deodorant, food, water supply, and whatever else that ain't necessarily grand for us. You know, foods and things that are considered not food over in Europe, so they won't even take stuff created here most of the time. But anyway, I digress. All right. So yeah, see stuff like that. That's what I do over on TikTok. I go into there, and that's what I'm going to start doing on my Bad Wolf Media channel on YouTube as well. So join and add me on YouTube on that channel. because I'm going to be dropping it like it's hot. All right. So to all the people out there who support me, thank you. And to all of the haters out there, there's a little something for you. All right. Back with all seriousness now. Okay. Let's be serious. I'm just kidding. You know me. I'm not going to be serious. Okay. So when in the course of human events, a woman chooses a man chooses a woman, and they decide to get married. Do you have to get married on the state level? No, unless you want to. You don't have to. It's optional. So, what's the main purpose? What's the main benefit of it? Taxes, tax deductions. But see, if you've watched my videos long enough, you'll know how to change your tax ability. Odd. Your taxability by either creating a tax exempt trust or some other private structure, unincorporated association, or a 508c1a, or a foreign trust, any of those things. Also, utilizing the W8BEN at your place of employment, or updating your W4, or using an 8233, or using a W4 number 4 letter V, um, you know, and forms of such. So, do you really need that as a benefit? No, because if you're not paying your 30 some odd percent out in the first place, who the heck cares about your measly little 2 and 3 grand back that you're getting from them? See, guys, that's the little bait of cheese that they want to give you so that, hold on a second. First of all, check out my yeah. Secondly, sitting on my chair, I got a warmer, and it just started warming my seat. Uh, Something like round and around we go. All right, now someone's gonna call on me. So this is how my day normally goes. Everybody thinks because either the few people or more than a few who have my numbers that I'm just sitting around like Batman waiting to answer everybody's emails and calls. No, I have a real life. I'm a real boy. I don't have any strings on me anymore. Um, I'm just like I said, always busy, and I don't have time to email people back, especially for free. Sorry, but money is motivation. So I'll get to people if I get to them. If I don't, then I don't. Don't take it personal. It just means I'm busy getting things done and trying to learn new things for me and to bring to you guys as well. Receive for payment. All right. See some people, and then the people who get me, the people, the people who don't follow instructions on the website. They want to book a consultation, so they pay the fee on some, you know, media, financial medium, and then they don't email me, so I don't know. I get a usually I get an email from PayPal. The other ones aren't set up to send me emails. So, but per the website, it says if you don't use this and use any of these, email me no matter what afterwards. So I for sure get it because some people, even though they have a PayPal, they have an old email address in PayPal. So I end up emailing that, or they don't check their spam. And then well, you didn't send me a confirmation, an email link. And so I paid. And this one person even today was like, well, I paid you and you didn't call me. So you really think I'm just sitting here? A payment. Let me call them right now. No, I'm booked out like usually a week, you know? So critical thinking, good people, critical thinking. All right. So your main benefits are tax purposes, really. But remember, then that means that the state is involved in your marriage. You have a three-way marriage. Polygamy might be a legal standpoint in there, but anyway, um, they're operating basically like you're basically you all you've done is you formed a contract where you've involved the state and you told them that if SHTF stuff hits the fan, that they can settle the matter because you're going to give it to them to let them have absolute and final say so over the matter. And guess what, my good friends? The state of whatever state you live in, enter your state here, is for profit. They are a for profit corporation allowed to do so with the sanction of the government. They are just a private members association like the Boy Scouts or whatever else. And all you're doing is you're agreeing to conduct your affairs in their jurisdiction. You don't need them. They're making money off of you by applying, paying them as you work. And then if you get divorced, court fees, splitting your property up with somebody. So, no, if I were to get married or form a union, whatever you want to call it, it will be in the private. Okay. And then that got me thinking, is there a marriage on the federal level? I don't even know if they do that. So we're going to look at that towards the end of the video. But no, what you need to do is you and the person you're with agree that you don't need to. Now, if you're already married, you do not have to get divorced. Although I do have a video on a little bit of that where some people will authenticate the marriage certificate, send it back with a revocation, stapled to it to the county or wherever you were married to resolve it and say basically, yeah, we're walking away from that. We're closing it out. We don't want that contract anymore. As far as I know, there's nothing that you sign where it says you have to get divorced through them or through the court, and then you have to do all that stuff. You can do private mediation and just dissolve it. Send in a letter. We're dissolving this. We no longer want this. Write up your own affidavit of marriage license certificate. Dissolve. Okay. So if you're going to get married, first of all, my ultimate thought is this for everybody out there. All of your stuff should be put into private or foreign trusts or operating as a business trust. I have those individual and altogether trusts on Black Site 32 for a very reasonable price. You guys can get all of them. Like I said, I've seen trusts normally go for about $1,000 each. Mine, I think, are $250. Usually maybe plus or minus a little bit, but right now they're right about there. And we usually have some discounts available, which is already ours are also in Word format. You can edit them, you can resell them if you want, you can make as many trusts as you need. You don't have to worry about spending $1,000 each trust. Boom, boom, boom. And if you guys want to be taught how to make your own for about the same price, you guys can go to thefearlessfloydshow.com. He's also on YouTube along with Ann LaFleur, and they will discount some of their services if you make mention that you've seen and got your information here. Don't hold me 100% to that because depending on how, they may or may not, may be changing their prices and certain things, but make mention and just ask and see what they can do for you. All right. So getting back, you want to personally make sure that all of your stuff is in a trust or trust. You want multiple trusts. You don't want one trust. And if you haven't seen the video I made on the trust basics and how we move, go watch that video. But in short, the cliff notes are: do not make the trust name your name, not even your last name. All right. You want it private and foreign, so you're not going to use the zip code. All right. Put in there without the U.S. Okay, for its domicile. Private, foreign. All right. Use USA. Okay. Next, So you should have your stuff in trust. She should have her stuff, or they, or however you guys get down. Because here's the thing, that way, everything that you build with that person from here forward can then go all together in one trust. Everything else you have is then not subject to anything being taken from you. It's all held privately. So now, knowing that, that's how you guys should move. And from that point forward, if you do get married, well, once again, now all of your stuff is protected because all your stuff is in a trust. So anything you have from that point forward, getting married on the state level, you can then share, but you don't have to share your trusts because you don't own them. You control them. And that means all your stuff in there is then protected. All right. Especially for, I hate to say it like that, but I'm going to keep it G, especially for the guys. This might hurt some people's feelings out there, but I got to tell you guys what the real story is for those people living under a rock or who don't understand or whatever. The system is catered and based on taking care of the woman. Here's why. Be mad, be triggered. I don't really care. All right. The system itself knows that women are normally emotional creatures and men are logical creatures. Men typically make more money. Okay. They want the money. They know that in order to get to the man, they have to go through the woman. So the woman who's usually, not always, in a somewhat emotional state, she's in her feelings, she's feeling her way through these things. Okay. They coerce and urge and egg her on to get all the money she can. He's the worst person in the world, though she chose him originally and thought he was the greatest person. But anyway, now she can be controlled and manipulated, whether you want to agree to that or not. Sorry, but most people can be manipulated through their emotions, men and women. So in order to get to the man who usually is non-emotional, they use the woman who he still cares about to some degree and has some type of emotion, whether good or bad for. So they go through her to get to him and they make him suffer. And they re-promise her, you'll get more money, come back in X amount of time, which then drains him and depletes him, makes him more angry at her. Then you guys are fighting, and the state is sitting back going, we're in the money. We're in the money. I'm P. Diddy, and I'm coming in your room. It's horrible. But you have to laugh at it a little bit, but that's the scheme, my good people. That's the scheme. So don't be mad at me. Don't take it personal. I'm just bringing it to you. Because, see, I see the things that you guys don't see, and I don't even see all the things going on out there, but I do see a lot. That's the stuff that you guys need to know. They're trying to pit you guys against each other because that causes controversy. C of commerce. If things are smooth in your relationship and in your life, they don't make any money. It's kind of like the stock market. So they make waves, just like they do in real life by burning down factory. Oh, we'll leave that alone for now. Anyway, so remember, everything here is just education and entertainment. So be entertained. Not sure what I should do with my hands here. Anyway, all right. So the whole thing here is that they want chaos and volatility because that's what makes the money, the swings, the ebbs and the flows, emotional reactions and responses, chaos. They are agents of chaos. Okay. They don't like order. You think those beings and people and governments and cabals out there want everybody to act right? No, they want you to be crazy. They want you to be a little bit off. Real quick, did you know that there's a difference between the amalgamated silver fillings that they call it and what's the metals that are in there versus the white ones? Well, the white ones are better. That's all I'm going to tell you. Because there might be some metal in there other than silver that might make and throw your brain processes off a little bit. Because you know what? Go ahead and ask your dentist about that or about what it takes to remove one. And then the fact that they drop them into toxic bags, contamination bags, to get rid of them. Anyway, education, entertainment. All right. So moving forward, what you really want to do is create either a living trust or merely create your own not even affidavit, declaration of union, or whatever you guys want to call it, common law marriage. You make your own. You draft it up. You make it living and private. Okay. You can add pages to it, but anytime a new page has to be added to it, both people have to sign off on these new agreements. And I mean, you're going to have to sit down and really go, okay, babe, as much as I love you, what happens to the house? Should we split it? You get it, you get the house and I pay you out. What do we do if we have kids? What if we do if you want to leave in the country or you want to move out of state? What happens to the vehicles? What happens to our bank accounts? And for the love of God, I highly recommend everybody having their own bank account. That shared stuff, no. I have never shared a bank account with anybody, and I have not ever planned to. But I will tell you this, have your own. And if you guys want to have a shared account, then you put X amount of dollars in there back and forth. But have your main one. And if she's short, you help her. And if he's short, you help him. Because men and women, we're equal in this. We have different strengths, but we're equal in this bit. Shh. Okay. So all that men versus women and modern women versus soft era men, it's all social engineering, people. That is all to distract you off your game. Once again, it causes this. Okay. And in all regards, you know what? Good men have dated crappy women have dated good men. That's what it is. It would be nice if only the crappy people would date each other and only the good people would date. And if it doesn't work out, we agree to still be friends and do our own things, et cetera, et cetera. But unfortunately, it doesn't necessarily always work that way because most of us are always in transition. We're always growing. So be cool. All right. Create your own document, as many pages as you need it to be, cover all the ins and outs. If something new occurs, add that new page to the living document. Living means that it's ongoing, you can update it. Make sure it's private. In the U.S.A., you're going to put under common law, private agreement, without the U.S., no zip codes in there anywhere, real land, U.S.A. Once you're done at that point, you pretty well have everything hammered out. Go and get it notarized. Make at least 2 copies, one for you, one for her, and have a third one somewhere else. And if you make any changes, all 3 of them need to be updated. This is how I would do it. Okay. Now, when you're ready, go and find somebody if you want operate as a witness or a pastor or a priest if you choose. If not, once you have the documents both autographed in your name in all lowercase lettering, you're good. Now, obviously, for tax purposes, most states may not recognize it. They may not recognize a common law marriage or a private one or a foreign one, because that's what this is what this would be. But so what? You don't need them for that. You are already what you want to be in that moment. You don't need their approval. You're a grown ass man or you're a grown ass woman, and you have a grown ass union. Let me ask you, what do you think people did before there were states? What do you think people did before there were priests and uh, you know, captains and bishops and whatever else? They did it privately before God or their creator or their faith or just between them. Stop thinking you need people's permission. So now that you know that the only real benefit of the state is that they want to be all up in the bed between you and your partner and make money off of you and give you back some of the money that you've already given them, the thousands of dollars over the year or whatever else. Do it on your own. Make your own thing. All right. So now, if you want to break off this union, you should already have a clause in there as far as what is going to transpire and how things should move. But if the other person decides they don't want to oblige by that, then yes, you can go to the courts um, and have it settled, on the state level or depending on what it is on the federal level. And that's how you move. All right. Otherwise, you're keeping them and other people out of your business, which is the way it's supposed to have been since day one. Now, let's take a look. I've never even thought about this. So let's take a look. As I promised earlier, Budweiser. Not that I drink Budweiser, but all right. So let's see. Can you get married on the federal government level? Getting married or remarried is a quality life event for us in the federal dental and vision program. Okay, nothing there. How about they're talking about for tax purposes? We already know that they recognize it for tax purposes. But what about a federal government marriage license? Yeah. So getting married out of country is a thing and married on a state level, but I do not see anything about a marriage certificate on the federal level. Why? Because they know that you can do it yourself and privately. So once again, they're saying the county clerk's office is where you can get the marriage licenses, but not directly from the federal government. So it looks like local government will do it. Okay, so let's see. So once again, nothing. Okay. But this does bring up a new thought. Oh, yeah, it's another country. Hmm. Look at this. Authenticate an official document for use outside of the U.S., like we do with our birth certificates. Boom. So all those naysayers talking about, oh, it doesn't mean anything. That's not a thing. Yeah, right here. That's what we do. We take the state level, which is foreign, and we bring it out of the United States. We make it private. Okay. So, all right. So here's what I would do depending on how you guys want to have things looked at. So you get it authenticated, or excuse me, back up. You have your document, you get it notarized. You're really good at that point in time. However, what other things you could do for that document or your documents? Well, you could you could apostille it or apostle it to bring it into their jurisdiction. It's already considered private and foreign, but for use in other countries, you could have it authenticated. Um, so it's all up to you. But do you have to do any of those things? No, not at all. Once you have your document, you have performed a private or foreign or common law marriage or union. You've done it. That's it. Okay. Now you guys are bound by your own terms and obligations, just like a normal, state level. So that's really about it, guys. You can do your own thing, but it's always, like I said, I would just make sure you guys protect yourselves by um, putting your things in trusts and operating as non-belligerents and non-combatants. That is it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the eclipse and the big nothing major happened. All right, I talk to you guys later. I got some more videos to make and some sunlight to enjoy. Peace from the Bad Wolf to you and yours.